Now in Nightside, the fate of Spokane's largest homeless shelter is still up in the air when the city council could vote on an operator.
The rain is picking up again, and it's going to be a soggy next few days. I'll tell you about a flood watch in the first alert forecast.
And a look at the roles and limitations of off-duty police working private security a day after an accused shoplifter is shot by police. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Spokane's largest homeless shelter could close its doors if the city doesn't select an operator by the end of the year. Thanks so much for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice. Right now, the Salvation Army operates the Trent Resource and Assistance Center, also known as the Track Shelter. But that contract is set to expire at the end of the month. The city council was supposed to vote tonight on a contract that would allow the Salvation Army to operate the shelter through April of 2024 for $3.2 million. But the council announced the vote will now take place during a special meeting that will be held on December 14th. Mayor-elect Lisa Brown has been critical of the Track Shelter, but says it's important that it stays open, especially as temperatures continue to drop.
I anticipate that we will be making a change at some point over the next year, but right now the most important thing is continuity because it is cold outside and we need to have some place where people can go.
The Salvation Army Spokane has opened its family emergency shelter. This comes after officials with the nonprofit say they've been seeing record numbers of families needing a safe place to stay. The Salvation Army says they're a bit short on funding for the shelter, but the need was so great they decided to open it up anyways. There are 11 studio units at the family emergency shelter. Each one comes with bunk beds, a kitchen, and a bathroom, and all utilities are included. The Salvation Army says families with kids who are experiencing homelessness can stay here for up to 90 days. Families will also be given a case manager.
They move from a place of crisis and emergency, and we surround them with healthy community, new associations, setting goals, and establishing hope for the future so that these families, when they arrive in a housing situation, they're able to be sufficient in that place.
If you'd like to donate or find more information on how to receive assistance like this, you can visit our website, kxly.com. Well, the snow from over the weekend is starting to melt, and it's causing some pretty big puddles to form across Spokane. That's why the city is asking people to try to clear the snow from the top of storm drains. It not only clears the road, but also helps prevent a giant patch of ice from forming. All right, let's send it over to Chris Crocker to see how much more rain we might be expecting this week.
We have a lot more rain this week. In fact, it's picked up here in downtown Spokane again, just in the last little bit. Steady rain falling right now. There is a flood watch until Thursday at 4 o'clock for the areas shaded in dark green on your screen along the east slopes of the northern Cascades, the Northeast Mountains, and North Idaho, as well as the central panhandle. That does include Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and it is the combination of rain and melting snow, mostly that snow filling up our streams and smaller creeks. Here's a look at our radar right now at the rain that we are seeing developing in the Spokane area, going from just a few sprinkles to some more moderate precipitation that's also moving into the Palouse. We still see some pink up in the northern valleys. Here's a look at our temperatures and what's going on. We have some very warm air that is moving in. Look at Pullman at 46, 44 in St. Mary's. It's in the 50s in Lewiston. That has just started to make its way into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Our temperature increased 1 degree in the last hour in Spokane. Has a ways to go to reach Bonners Ferry and Colville, but it is on its way. And so tomorrow will be in the mid-40s. By the time you head out the door tomorrow morning, it's going to be a warmer rain. High temperature of 48 degrees is more than 10 degrees above average. Breezy conditions as well, with wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. And we are far from finished with the wet weather. I'll tell you about more rain in the forecast, plus the return of some snow in the 7-day. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
Well, new on Nightside, a southern Idaho man accused of fatally shooting his pregnant wife, Callie Randall Best, last Thursday made his first appearance in court today. 48-year-old Jeremy Best is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Deputies found Best's wife dead in their home Thursday. Jeremy Best and the couple's 10-month-old son, Zeke, were missing.
He was a mom who died defending her baby. And that is really Just all you can ask for as a mother is to lay down your life for your child, and we are so proud of her. And we are also so devastated that that was a choice that she had to make.
Saturday morning, some hunters saw Bess sleeping naked on the side of a road. Sadly, the infant boy was found dead in that same area. An autopsy will determine how the child died and if Bess will face more charges. Well, a man is dead and 2 police officers are injured from a shooting at a North Spokane Walmart yesterday. According to the Spokane Police Department, an officer working security called for backup before approaching the alleged shoplifter. Once the officers approached, a long physical fight followed. The Spokane Police Department says during the initial investigation, they discovered a loaded gun belonging to the suspect near where the fight took place. The busy store was full of people who saw this all unfold. One of the witnesses is Leslie Bittnar, who says she came out of the bathroom to see the suspect being tased on the ground right in front of her.
He somehow got up and started running in the direction that I was in. So I quickly went down one of the register areas, and he was literally running while he was being tased again.
Leslie says the suspect was visibly beaten up at this point and continued to try to escape police even as he was being repeatedly tased. She and her husband were on their way out the door when they heard the gunshot that potentially killed the man. His identity has still not been confirmed. Well, it's very common to see police be contracted out to work private security at retail stores. It's something we noticed back when Camp Hope was at its peak, where police would work around-the-clock security for the Walmart on Sprague. But we wanted to take a deeper dive into the roles and limitations of off-duty police working private security. It's known in the Spokane Municipal Code as extra-duty employment. Basically, private organizations can employ Spokane police as private security as long as it's approved by Police Chief Craig Meidel. And with the surge of retail crime across Washington, it's become more common. Store security cannot legally intervene with a shoplifter, but police can. But are there any limitations when an off-duty officer is contracted to a private organization? For instance, can they still use force? According to the Department of Justice, off-duty police are allowed to use only the amount of force reasonably necessary to stop an illegal act. Essentially, even in private security, they're working as commissioned police officers, not as private citizens. So using force is allowed as long as the situation calls for it.
Well, just a month ago, the Seattle Seahawks were sitting in first place at the NFC West and in great position for the postseason, but that's all changed in an instant. And now the team is on the outside looking in of the playoff picture, and the road about to get a whole lot tougher. The problem as of late has been on the defensive side of the ball. It's just been downright dreadful. In Seattle's last 2 games, they've given up an average of 36 points and nearly 400 yards, and while coming up with only a single turnover during that time. And last Thursday, we saw what this team looks like when they go up against an elite offense, as Dallas seemingly couldn't be stopped. Now, even though it's been a rough few weeks, Pete Carroll knows his team is still good enough to get in.
I don't know that there's enough games. Maybe there isn't. Maybe we run out of games. I don't know. But we're going to have to make some big noise here in the next couple weeks, and then we got to just keep on going. We will be hardened. We will be competitively battlefield tested as well as you could be prepared.
Schedule doesn't get any easier from here. Seahawks are going to travel out to the Bay Area to take on the 49ers for the second time in 3 weeks. Feel like this is a must-win situation for them. Now, staying in the Emerald City, the Heisman Trophy finalists were announced today, and they will include Washington's Michael Penix Jr., the nation's leading passer, threw for more than 4,300 yards and 33 touchdowns this season. He's going to be joined by Oregon's Bo Nix, Ohio State's Marvin Harrison Jr., and LSU's Jaden Daniels, who as of right now is the odds-on favorite to win the award. Now, the trophy ceremony will take place Saturday evening in New York, as Penix is trying to become the first ever Husky to win the Heisman Trophy. Derek, send it over to you.
What you just saw was a duplex exploding in Arlington, Virginia tonight. Police were investigating the house because neighbors reported the person inside was firing a flare gun outside the home. When police arrived, the suspect fired several rounds inside the house, and that's when it exploded. Neighbors several blocks away said they could feel that blast. Incredible video. All right, still to come here on Nightside, the unconventional way Idaho's Panhandle Health District is making Narcan more available. And real tree or fake? The heated debate and the benefits of both.
Well, the pick of the night tonight, a beautiful one from Jenny Seaman along Priest Lake. This is the Tai 2, and that was a logging tug used in the 1950s. When it was done doing its job, they stripped it of its metal and set it on fire. But before it could sink, it drifted ashore at Mosquito Bay. And there it is. Beautiful picture, Jenny. Thank you. I'll be back with your 7-day.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
Since I was 14, I have been addicted to one substance or another. I know that it may seem hard to finally take that first step, but once you do, it's like running down a mountain and everything snowballs, and the Lord works in the best ways, opening doors for you that you never thought possible. Just reach out your hand. Someone will be there to take it.
The holidays inspire us all to connect. With family, with friends, no matter what the road throws at you. So find the connection you're looking for this winter in a new SUV with standard all-wheel drive during the Mazda Season of Inspiration sales event.
With effortless power and the reliability of iActive all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Donnie.
We lead the advocates.
The advocates fight for each of our injured clients. We take on big insurance and get big results.
We're both advocates, but we're very different from each other.
That's true.
I say potato, she says...
Potato.
Oh, I guess we're the same there.
Potato. Do people say that a different way?
Potato.
Who says it that way?
Never mind. Injured, you deserve an advocate.
Your whole health is more than what you find at the doctor's office, because it's all around you. The food you eat, what makes you happy, and what keeps you up at night. The place you call home. It's why we created a health insurance company that considers so much more. WellPoint, your whole health is our whole point.
KXLY, celebrating 70 years on the air.
All right, new on Nightside.
That my entire family has switched over from being real tree people to being fake tree people. And then my sister's like, oh yeah, we also have a fake tree.
It's become a heated topic of debate on TikTok, getting nearly 1 billion views. Real tree or fake tree? According to the American Christmas Tree Association, this year, nearly 77% of consumers planning to put up a tree are leaning towards artificial, citing ease of assembly, consistent appearance, and easy maintenance. But experts say, when it comes to the environment, real trees are the way to go. Most growers plant at least 1 seedling for every tree harvested, plus they can be recycled and mulched. You're talking to 2 people here who are in the fake tree.
I know.
Family? What are we?
Yes.
Team fake tree, I guess?
Yeah, team. And here we are in the evergreen state. I feel a little sheepish. All the loggers, well, they're all in bed.
It's so easy, though. It's got the lights already. You just plug it in.
Yeah, did the real one for a long time, but no, I do like my fake tree. They're going to let us know, aren't they, about that? It is raining outside the 4 News Now studios presently. Let's be zoomed in on our Doppler radar here at the rain that has picked up once again, and boy, the snow level is increasing. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Dry right now in Liberty Lake and Coeur d'Alene, just a few sprinkles, but it won't be long until that heavier precipitation is moving in. 4 things to know about your weather. We have a flood watch all the way through Thursday. It is going to be breezy tomorrow, and that actually melts even more snow than if it were just rainy and warm. Rain through Thursday, and then we start to see the possibility of some snow on Friday. Forecast radar, and I want you to notice, viewers on the Palouse, that you are going to be missing out on a lot of this precipitation. The atmospheric river is really pointed at the Northeast Mountains and North Idaho. You're not going to be dry. You're just not going to get the brunt of it. Here's 8 a.m. tomorrow. We'll start to see an occasional break in Spokane. Good time to have that 4 News Now First Alert weather app downloaded if you have to run out and do something outdoors. Here's 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Dry in the Palouse. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, we're right on the line between the wetter weather and the dry weather. And the precipitation totals tomorrow, this is a forecast projection. Sound Point, 2 inches. I think that might be a little on the high side, but you can see some of the heavier totals are going to be from I-90 north. Meanwhile, relatively dry down in Pullman and Lewiston. High temperatures, meanwhile, tomorrow, that warm air is going to make it all the way to the Canadian border. We'll see temperatures in the 40s and 50s. The exception over in Winthrop, where the cold air is still dammed up against the mountains. Our snow level will be in the 8,000 to 9,000 feet range tonight and Tuesday. Wednesday, it begins dropping down to 6,000 feet. That takes it down closer to the ski areas by Thursday. It is just above the South Hill, and then Friday it's right down into the valleys. Here's a look at your planning forecast. We'll keep the rain going through Thursday and our flood watch. Friday, only a 30% chance of precipitation, but that precipitation will likely fall in the form of snow, very light snow. We have a better chance of snow Friday night into Saturday and Saturday night into Sunday. High temperatures, though, above freezing, so we'll still see a little bit of a mix of rain and snow, but then our overnight lows down in the 20s and lower 30s starting Thursday night.
Okay, just a whole lot of precipitation, no matter what.
Yes, in a variety of forms.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, it's never been easier for anyone to get their own Narcan free of charge. Idaho's Panhandle Health District just added 2 brand new Narcan vending machines to the area. You can find these vending machines inside the St. Vincent de Paul shelter in Coeur d'Alene and at the Shoshone County Fire District. These machines are available to anyone in the community, even if you're coming from Spokane or other parts of Washington. One common misconception about Narcan is that you should only carry this if you or someone you know uses drugs. But the health district believes everyone should have it on hand.
People could even be at a local grocery store and somebody could overdose. So just great for the community to have access to free Narcan and have it on hand should they need it.
The health district says it's seen an uptick in calls from community members asking for this life-saving treatment for family and friends. Well, families are fighting for change in Snapchat after their children died from fentanyl. Charlie Turnin was 3 weeks away from college graduation, but in May of 2020, his parents say he used Snapchat to buy what he thought was a Percocet pill. But they say it was a fake pill laced with fentanyl. The Turnins vowing to fight illegal pill sales online, trying to work with social media companies approaching Snapchat directly.
I think the light bulb moment for them was the deception, right? The fact that our users are being exploited by bad actors who are deceptively marking a highly potent chemical as a safe, familiar medicine.
Snapchat says it's now proactively filtering out about 95% of drug-related content. And as an indication that it's working, they say community flags of drug content related to sales have dropped from 25% to 2%. But the progress is not enough for other parents who are part of a class action lawsuit against Snapchat.
Doing it because we don't want any more kids to die. And every other parent that we've met is really doing it for the same reason.
Now, researchers at UC San Diego said dealers use all online platforms, not just Snapchat. While measures to target drug sales online have been raised in Congress, the Turnins say they're educating teens about the dangers of pills, both in schools and through social media.
I keep saying to myself, what would Charlie want us to do? Charlie would want us to do good and to help save lives.
Now, the Biden administration announcing a new strike financial task force that will focus on cracking down on the illegal networks that support the cartels and drug traffickers. This will be done in part by streamlining personnel and resources across the Treasury Department. The announcement comes on the heels of a deal between the U.S. and China on curbing fentanyl production. The federal government is also trying to combat the opioid crisis. And the Supreme Court seems divided over a bankruptcy settlement for Purdue Pharma, the makers of OxyContin. If approved, the deal would mean billions of dollars would go to fighting the ongoing opioid crisis across the U.S. It would also provide the owners of the company, the Sackler family, immunity and protections from any lawsuits.
The victims fought for this plan because they want to help people who have lost loved ones, who have been affected by the opioid crisis, to recover money.
The deal is being challenged by the U.S. trustee program, an office inside the Department of Justice, claiming the deal violates federal law by guaranteeing wide-ranging immunity for the Sacklers since they themselves did not declare bankruptcy. Well, a good-hearted nurse finds a creative way to help a young surgery patient. That's coming up here on Nightside.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Toyota-thon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota. Like Camry Hybrid, RAV4, Tundra, and more. Wow. What's next? I knew I was forgetting something.
She's a wizard.
Toyota, let's go places.
Aw, come on! Leftovers are for quitters! That's why the Black Friday Super Sale at Denver Mattress has been extended. And for a limited time, the more you buy, the more you save. Get $100 off every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings stack up. Or get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Save up to $200 on our Denver Mattress brand lineup, plus 4 years no interest financing and free shipping. But hurry, the extended Black Friday Super Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
Four News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
Welcome back. As millions of people prepare to fly for the holidays, a new report by the New York Times says there are glaring vulnerabilities in the nation's aviation safety system. The report says air traffic controllers are being pushed to the brink. Using open records requests, the Times found reports that some controllers admitted to being drunk, smoking marijuana, or experiencing violence on the job, and in some cases even sleeping during a shift.
Shortage is a big problem, and if you look at how long it takes to get a certified air traffic controller from the academy to certified in their facility, could take 2 to 3 years.
My initial focus has been on how to make these numbers go up quickly without lowering standards.
Some relief could come from the FAA's College Training Initiative, which fast-tracks getting controllers into control towers using select colleges and universities. The two airlines that bear the names of the 49th and 50th states are joining forces. Alaska Airlines says it's buying Hawaiian Airlines for a price tag of $1.9 billion. The agreement between the two former rivals calls for both carriers to hold on to their individual names.
Both airlines bring a tremendous amount to the table here, and it's going to be a great combination going forward.
The deal could take between 9 and 18 months to hammer out. It needs the approval from the boards of both carriers and U.S. regulators. The Association of Flight Attendants says it'll be paying close attention to this merger to see if it will improve conditions for its workers. Well, the Idaho Vandals are looking to make the FCS semifinals for the first time in 30 years. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti explains why the test this weekend won't be so easy for the number 4 seed.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. KXLY, celebrating 70 years on the air.
I definitely see an engagement with you.
It's the Paradise epic finale.
A lot of decisions have to be made today.
Who leaves alone?
An engagement. That's all you seem to care about right now.
I don't know what more I can do.
Who leaves together?
My heart's telling me to get engaged, but my gut's telling me don't do it.
Okay.
And who leaves?
Please rise.
Married.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
New Bachelor in Paradise, Thursday at a special time on ABC and stream on Hulu.
I mean, enough with the cold feet. It's time to move this along. Take the next step.
I hear you. You're tired of waiting.
Yes.
But at Eyeglass World, you don't have to wait. They're not like all those other guys. They make your glasses right there in their same-day lab.
No waiting?
Mm-mm.
Do you mind if I go?
You mind if I finish your cannoli?
For a limited time, get 50% off lenses with frames from many of our designer brands. It's the designer sale, only at Eyeglass World.
If somebody's out there and they're on the streets and they feel lost, I just want them to know that there is hope. And everybody ultimately may give up on you. It's very important that you don't give up on yourself. I know it's hard and I know it's difficult and you feel like you're not going to make it. But if you want to make it, best believe you're going to make it. Even though you don't think you can change, you can. And when you're ready, there are people out there that will help you.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $249 a month. Or get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models.
Well, the Idaho Vandals have only made it to the FCS semifinals twice in their history, but on Saturday nights, they have a chance to make it 3 in front of a home crowd in the process. But this certainly wasn't easy on themselves to get to this point because on Saturday night, Southern Illinois gave the Vandals all they could handle, limiting the high-powered offense of Idaho to only 300 yards all night. Now, as if the defense wasn't hard enough then, the task isn't going to get any easier this weekend as they welcome in an Albany team that is giving up less than 17 points a game in 13 contests so far this season, and that includes 2 FBS opponents.
They're the number 1 team in the country, stopping the run, and number 1 team in the country with sacks, number 1 team in the country with turnovers created. So, I mean, this is a outstanding defense that Coach Gattuso's put together. I know he's an old D-line coach, and you can see that when you watch the film.
Now it's going to be another primetime game inside the Kibbie Dome this Saturday night. Winner moves on to the semifinals where it'll be either South Dakota State or Villanova waiting on the other side. Now we're still a few months away from Selection Sunday, but it's never too early to start wondering what kind of teams can make a deep run in March. And there are plenty to choose from in our region, starting with the Gonzaga men. After an impressive week that included a win over USC on Saturday night down in Vegas, they check in at number 7 in the latest AP poll. Now after losing to Purdue in the Maui Invitational a couple weeks ago, the Bulldogs are riding a 4-game winning streak, and a lot of that has to do with the young faces on this squad. Forward Braden Huff picked up the Freshman of the Week award in the WCC with back-to-back 12-point performances, and guard Ryan Nemhard was named the conference's Player of the Week. He's averaging more than 13 points a game this season. Now, the Gonzaga women are also coming off a massive win, one of the biggest in program history yesterday, a 96-78 whooping of the third-ranked Stanford Cardinal. They were rewarded with their first appearance in the AP poll this season, checking in at number 23. Their only 2 losses so far this season, a ranked Washington State and a ranked Louisville. So they look like a team that can make a lot of noise come March.
It's the kind of win that we need. We scheduled this way so that we could play teams like this and all the others that we have on our schedule. We wanted to go to Eastern and grind it out. maybe a little bit less close, but we wanted to grind that out. We want to grind it out. You know, and our next one is at Cal. We wanted to grind that out. And so hopefully it's going to play well.
And the Washington State men might not be ranked in the AP poll or receiving a single vote, but they are off to an impressive start this season with an 8-1 record. And in the latest NCAA net rankings, which essentially just a simpler way to evaluate teams compared to RPI, they come in at number 28 in the nation. Now, that's a really good when you consider Gonzaga is sitting at number 31. In the 4 remaining non-conference games left on the schedule, Wazoo will be favored in probably all but one. That'll be the Boise State game at the Spokane Arena. So a great chance to pick up a lot of wins here as we come into conference play in less than a month. And the Washington State women also back in the top 25 this week after losing to Green Bay down in Cancun a couple weeks ago. They have seen a resurgence, and they took out that anger on Texas A&M Commerce, blowing them out by 61 points and then following it up with a 25-point win against UC Davis. So naturally, it's going to be hard to keep them out of the top 25 with that kind of performance. They sit at number 21 this week. Now, the Washington State women are going to welcome in South Dakota State tomorrow, but then it's a matchup against Washington on Sunday afternoon. Huskies 8-0 on the season, so we're going to learn a lot about both teams. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account. I get paid every time I buy something. It's like a bonus for me.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. The big beefy boy that started it all. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Spokane's grand holiday tradition lives at Christmas Tree Elegance in the Davenport Hotel and River Park Square. Fabulous packages raffled to support our symphony.
We want a tree.
We want a tree, and so can you.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
Stay safe while traveling this winter. Before you head out, trust the First Alert weather team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect. 4 News Now First Alert weather on air, on the app, and streaming on KXLY Plus.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. A classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
All right, new on Nightside, one brave little patient in New England completed a hospital stay, but left her plush piggy companion behind, inspiring a good-hearted nurse to take that stranded stuffed animal on a day-long hospital odyssey. It all started when Piggy's owner, 6-year-old Eloise Doan, came to Portland, Maine's Mercy Hospital for a surgical procedure, bringing along her stuffed friend Piggy for comfort. But when the procedure was done and Eloise went home, Piggy got left behind. When nurse Phoebe Stritch discovered Piggy, she had an idea.
And I was like, Piggy's gonna follow me around for the day. And I was like, I could make a little story about this and send it back with Piggy to Eloise.
And so she did, documenting a day in the life in the surgical center with Piggy in tow, learning about medicine and hamming it up for the camera. So when Eloise was reunited with her fluffy friend, she had not only her own hospital story to tell, but one for little Piggy as well. Pretty sweet,
my
right?
word. God bless nurses, right? That is lovely.
They've got like a whole book on it.
Oh.
Very cute.
So adorable. Well, here is your 7-day forecast. It is chock full of action. Rain for the next 3 days, then more of a rain-snow mix, heavier on the snow than the rain.
Right. Well, like you said, you got to find those breaks in the day when you need to get out and walk the dog and whatnot.
I get the app ready with the radar. That's what I do.
All right. Thanks so much for being with us here on Nightside. Don't forget, Good Morning Northwest starts at 5 a.m.